What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we are handling a nasty task. As you can see, I'm in my overalls here to protect my clothes from being ruined. You're welcome, Lana. And we are tackling the task of restoring the wood on the 54. Somebody made a really poor decision in this truck's past to paint the wood the same color as the truck, and it was, well, to be frank, it was hideous. So the goal today is to strip the wood, get it back down to where it's just wood. That way we can stain it and make it nice looking for its future. Lots of stuff have happened to the truck. I lost a lot of footage, which was very upsetting, but I'm going to try to catch you up in the upcoming weeks as much as I can. But today we're going to be working on the wood. I've already done a couple boards. Let me show you what it looks like. So check it out. These are the rest of the boards. As you can see, they still have some of the green and maybe even a white layer on there. I did use this stuff as a first go around, this Jasco premium paint and epoxy remover. I'm not too impressed with this stuff. The aircraft stuff is usually actually way better after using both of them. But it did help me get the first layer off. As you can see, last night we had a bad rainstorm, so it turned into mush. But the first layer of green came off, which was more of an ocean green, but this is more of like a hunter green. So you can start to see fresh wood, which is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see if it was in good shape. Luckily it is. So I don't know, this has gone through different colors. Maybe they painted it white to kind of contrast the ocean green color. So the goal today is to remove the paint. And we're going to have some challenges probably with that, but I think I have a machine that's going to do a really good job. Let me show you what the end result is going to be, because I've already done two, like I said, and here they are. So you can see they actually turned out really well. So good news is that they're going to be salvageable. There's just a little bit of green paint in here. I really don't think you're going to see that though once the metal strips are back on it and it's back in the truck. So we're going to have to figure out what kind of stain we can do these in to make it where it looks good. But as you can see, they are more than salvageable. So it's time to move back to these and buff them out. I did try to start with this guy. It's 80 grit. I could tell it wasn't going to take the paint off. Either the paint's too gooey or it's just not enough power behind them things. But I do have this material remover, which I've been using on the fenders and stuff in lieu of sandblasting the whole thing, and it is working really well. I do have the wrong drum on this technically. This is like a paint removing drum for metal, like a metal surface refinisher, but I don't have the wood one, so I tried it out on this wood and it works just fine. In fact, it takes it off like butter. So without further ado, let's keep going and you'll see what it's like. Just FYI, we'll be using my Harbor Freight Predator 5000 generator. I love this freaking thing. I do have plugs all over my shop that I can use, but I haven't ran this in a while, so I'm going to exercise it a little bit by running this buffer. So if you hear generator noise in the background, that's why. And that's what it takes to clear these boards. As you can see, that material mover does a really good job at removing all the paint. Makes it really quick work of it. So we got 3 left, plus a couple that I haven't taken out of the bed yet because they're attached to the actual frame of the bed somehow. I gotta figure that out. But we got 3 here sitting on the, we got 3 more sitting here to be done. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock these out real quick and see what they look like. Woo-wee! I have a bunch of green on my face. I tried to blow myself off, but don't know if I got it all. But look, there is the finished product. So all stripped. As you can see, there's still a little bit of green inside like the cracks here. I'll have to get a different kind of sander for that. But man, they cleaned up really nice. So I was worried I was gonna have to buy new boards, but these cleaned up really good. They're not rotten or anything, so we'll reuse them. Look at my generator though. I think it's nasty. Woo. There you go, better. So this is not an advertisement for Harbor Freight. Obviously, it didn't pay me to say this, but I bought this with my own money. But honestly, this material remover, it's a Bauer, as you can see. It's like a drum. Man, it's not the cheapest thing at Harbor Freight. It's like 180 bucks maybe, plus or minus. I don't remember now. But you can see it's got this huge 4-inch drum on the front. Well worth the money, especially if you can't just like sandblast all the time, don't have like some kind of commercial setup. This guy right here will save you tons of time and money doing that stuff. And I also have been using this on the fenders and panels. So let me show you that real quick. So this is what I've done so far. This is the front fender. I used a combination of that buffing machine and a grinder with a paint stripping wheel on it to get the smaller areas. As you can see, looks like somebody's worked on this before. It's got filler in there, so I'm gonna have to make sure that's real nice and smooth before I prime this thing, or at least get one of those primers that you can put filler in. Did this one too. This one's got a lot of filler in it. These, if you remember in earlier videos, these are the back fenders. And they were primered, so somebody did a lot of work to these in preparation for paint. They just never got to it. Also discovered that taking the fenders off, there's a huge area that's not painted, or at least it's painted black, I guess. I don't really understand that. Maybe this truck has been painted in the past. As you can see, there's primer, unless they just primered the fender on the truck and they got some overspray. Very possible. I don't think the person who did any of the body work on this thing was very professional. Of course, who am I to say? Here's the hood. Got that all sanded and cleaned up. It's ready for primer. Once again, a little bit of filler here and there. Nothing too serious. The hood's in pretty good shape. Here's another rear fender. Nice and done. So, only parts left we really got to strip. The steps are hiding down there. We got those stripped. The only thing we really got to strip are the big parts. So the cab, obviously, that's going to be a chore, and then this bed. So I got to get this bed outside. Maybe I'll just roll the truck out there. So we got the big parts left. Did upgrade to the 60-gallon compressor. Got it for 300 bucks the other day. Thought that was a pretty good deal, although this thing's older than I am. But it works great. It's got a 15 SCFM rating on it, so that's pretty good for a 60-gallon. Should do painting and sandblasting just fine. Here are all the bars. These went in between the wood. They're painted black before, so it was black on this green color because the wood was painted green. I'll probably strip these and go with maroon. I'll probably color match the truck. I wish these were stainless because that would be pretty cool, and I looked them up online, either stainless or aluminum, but man, they're quite pricey. So I think for now, I think I'm just going to strip these and paint them maroon to match the truck. That should look pretty good. Be a lot less like color back here, which I think is needed because green on green was a little too much. As you can see on the next video, I think I'm going to show you guys the T5 swap. So here's the open rear end. If you watch that video, it's all installed. New brake lines in the back, new exhaust and all that. But I'll show you the T5 swap, I think, in the next video, because that's going to be really helpful for anybody doing that swap. It's a really popular swap. We did get the glass out. This is the 5 window stuff. The side ones, I don't think I need to take out. I'm gonna leave those in place. I gotta figure out how to get this trim off. So if anybody has any hints or tips on getting those trim off, it seems pretty difficult. I took the screws out, but it still doesn't want to come out. So I'm a little afraid to break it, I guess. But yep, and I think probably gonna have to go ahead and pull the engine and transmission, because as you can see on these old trucks, they painted the firewall the same color as the truck. So unfortunately, that means if you want to change the color of the truck or repaint it, you got to take the engine and stuff out. Fortunately, these old engines are so simple, it's actually not as big a deal as I'm making it, but still, it's just something else, you know. Alright guys, another project down on the truck, many more to go. I'm starting to realize why these guys say it takes years to redo one of these. I always wondered that. Of course, I always had a car that was a project, but mostly done, so I never really got into that complete tear down. This is the first one. I'm actually taking it down all the way down, and I'm starting to see why it takes years to do this, because every little thing is not going to go right. You just need parts after parts after parts, and unless you're just super rich, it takes a lot of money to redo one of these things. More than likely, you'll never make your money back in it. I don't know, 5 windows are pretty popular, so maybe I will on this one. I don't know, we'll see. But who knows, I might fall in love with it more and more as I tear it apart and put it back together. So we'll see you on the next one, guys. T5 swap coming up. Bye.